What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back with another review of Belle Collective. This is Season 6, Episode 5, and let's get into this little cash trip that the ladies took, okay? Now, we start the episode off with Carrie, and y'all, this scene, it bothered me so much because Carrie said that she's going to invite the ladies out to a crawfish boil, okay? So I'm like, all right, cool, the ladies going to hang out, right? Letitia shows up, and she ain't never had crawfish. Marie show up, and thank God she ain't got another bodysuit on. She got on a little tracksuit, I think. No, she didn't have a tracksuit on. She had on, like, a little baseball jersey or something. I said, okay, Marie, at least it's not a bodysuit. Marie thinks that this is country as hell, okay? Because they're eating crawfish in a park. Here's the thing. I feel like there's a lot of people who like crawfish, especially from the South, but it's not limited to the South, okay? But at the same time, when Carrie whipped out that mayonnaise, I think I was about done. Y'all, she whipped out some mayonnaise and white bread, talking about they gonna make a crawfish roll. Bitch, where's the roll? You just brought some white sandwich bread and no spoon, knife, or hell, even a fork to scoop the mayonnaise out. So then she used her finger, y'all. Oh my God. I said, Carrie, considering how well you're trying to present yourself, this ain't country as hell. It was just ghetto as hell. Okay? Oh, I forgot to mention that Selena was there as well. What's crazy is that those were the only ladies that were there. What was so interesting to me is that she said she didn't invite Latrice or Tambra because she wanted to, keep the peace. But what did Tambra do? Y'all let me know. What exactly did Tambra do for Carrie to say she wasn't going to invite her? It doesn't even make sense. But moving on, Selena, she says that she has talked to Latrice, and she just feels like the ladies need to talk. Here comes Letitia. She's going on about how she's still working things out with Glenn and how she's sleeping with Josh. Girl, get out of your child's room, okay? Please. I think that's absolutely crazy that you are sleeping in the room or in the same bed as your preteen child. Girl, why is Glendale not sleeping in his son's room? Why the fuck would you let Glendale keep the room? He needs to be on the damn couch if you're going to be mad at him. Be so for real. So, moving on, Carrie says that she's planning a trip. She wants to invite the ladies out. And she says that she's going to invite everybody. All right, cool. This means that the issues will be settled when we get to this little field trip. And here we go with Letitia and her brunches. So now, they're going to do a brunch because this will keep her mind off of everything that's going on with Glendale. So she's going to do a brunch and use Carrie's restaurant as a place to host it, right? So I said, oh, okay, I see what this is. Y'all using each other. Because let's be honest, Letitia is trying to attach herself to Carrie as much as she possibly can. Because in the next breath, literally, she asked Carrie to be like, oh, because I just have so much going on in my mind and in the right place. So if you can just step in and help me out, that'd be so great. Y'all, what part of the brunch does Letitia actually do? Please let me know. Because I'm trying to understand how you're going to use this lady's restaurant. They're bringing the food because it's a restaurant. What part do you play? Like, do you want Carrie to step up for more? Letitia, it's crazy to me how you talk about this is so empowering in the women and all of this. What part of it are you actually going to participate in? Are you going to be doing the promotions? Are you going down to a local radio station to promote it? Like, I just don't understand it with Letitia and these brunches, y'all. Like, this concept worked, 8-10 years ago? Of everybody going to these empowerment brunches, I think that ship has sailed. Like, if we want to be honest, I definitely remember the days where all the Love and Hip Hop girls and all these social influencers, they was hosting these fucking brunches, and people, they were just spending their money so that way they can tell them how to create some business that they don't even run themselves. Okay? Them girls was getting on there telling y'all how they started a hair business, not telling you how they nigga was fronting the money for it. Okay? But trying to tell you to get it out the mud. Just bullshit. Okay? Just bullshit. But I think that ship has sailed and people have woken up and be like, nah, I'm not paying you to empower me. Okay? I don't need to pay for that. Just so that we can eat brunch together and then I'll never see you again. We're not exchanging contacts for real. It's all fake, okay? But besides that, we move on, right? Tambra. Y'all, we finally get a scene of Tambra. Tambra has been MIA for the majority of the season so far, okay? She ain't never at none of the group events. Hell, Latrice didn't even invite her to the little pool party because, according to her, you know, her and Damon, they would probably be watching a baby or something like that. This gave me, Tambra is not with Damon. They are co-parenting. And yeah, let's just dive in. So, here's the thing. Tambra's child, beautiful little girl, looked just like her daddy. And that little girl is what, 2? I think. I said, damn, Tambra, you have a whole toddler. Like, I feel like she was just pregnant. And her child is so big now. But nonetheless, Damon comes over. Because I'm not going to say he came home. Damon came over. And we learned that he has a second job. Okay? Now, Tambra, she thinks that he's trying to get, you know, some things in order for himself financially. Right? And y'all know what's so crazy, though? I thought that she was going to say that he's working extremely hard. And I think that in a way he's avoiding being a parent, okay? Because let's be completely honest. There's a lot of people who be working extra hours to avoid going home. But that's a whole nother story, okay? I don't think that's what's happening here. So they talk about finances and how she doesn't know anything about his money, right? She don't know where it's coming from, how much he get paid. She knows nothing about his finances. And my whole thing is this. She even says that he don't like to talk about stuff like this. Then why the hell would you want to ask him this on camera? He's so private. So why would he tell you how much he making or anything like that when y'all are on camera? Girl, be so for real. Baby, you already knew that this scene wasn't going nowhere. Okay? So then she goes on to talk about how she's already had a baby fund and a bank account before her child was here. Baby, that's because your life's dream was to have a baby. I can't tell y'all no man who has started up a bank account before the baby is here. I can't think of one. Men don't be thinking about dreaming of kids like this. That is a woman thing. I'm sorry, I gotta call it what it is. I can't name a man who has randomly started a bank account in preparation for a kid that he ain't had. I don't think y'all can name one either, but if you can, it's a rare case. Okay? So, according to her, you know, she doesn't wait on, you know, trying to make things happen. She's already prepared. And it's like, Tambra, I get what you're trying to say, but in your case, this is not the norm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think most women start saving money in their 30s in preparation for a baby when they are nowhere near pregnant, not in a relationship, none of those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tambra, you just low-key an overachiever, okay? But, more than that, I just feel like, Tambra, just say what it is, and I think that we would respect it more. Just say that, you know what, at this point, me and Devon, we are co-parenting. He's a great dad. You know, he also still provides for us. And we're handling that, okay? We are figuring out how to co-parent our child. I think we would all respect it more versus you pretending like you and Damon are together. I don't know. It just don't seem like that together, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about that. So moving on, we see Latrice. She's packing. Y'all, here come Cliff. He brought her lunch or whatever. He set it up in the kitchen. And the only thing that I was thinking was, is this food from Taste? Or did you bring her something else? Because, no offense, but I would be so mad if my man brought me food from the restaurant that we own. Sir, I know it's other food out there. Okay? We have Taste all the time. Bring me something else. Moving on, though, they talk about what happened at the party. You know, she says that Amanda is just so apologetic. I said, is she? Girl, the way Latrice is trying to set this up for her friend, it's terrible. I gotta be honest. Your friend came on this show, made a fool of herself at this point, because why the hell would you play yourself out like this on national TV? And you over here making up lies. Amanda does not seem apologetic. I think Amanda apologized because she had to in front of the camera. But y'all two playing this, okay? Stop playing in our face. And, of course, she mentions how Letitia, she feels away. And here's the thing. Cliff ain't even talked to Glenn. They not talking to each other either. And I'm just like, okay, I know Cliff and Glenn can be a lot together, but that is kind of messed up that the men's friendship has now changed because of this situation. You know what I'm saying? Now, I did giggle when Cliff asked her why she was wearing that ball gown in the house. And she's like, she's practicing for her soft girl era. I said, you know what? I'm about sick of you and Letitia talking about soft this and soft that. If y'all don't cut it out. So, of course, she asked him, okay, well, while I'm on this trip, where are you going to stay? He says that he's going to be at the condos because she ain't there and there's no reason to come home. My question is this. How far do they live from Taste? And also, y'all, don't judge me for this one, but I kind of feel like maybe Cliff is having a problem with seeing at night. Follow me here. Cliff is older, okay? His eyes may not be as good as they used to be. And I would not be surprised if it's not safe for him to, drive at nighttime because his eyes can't see everything. And that's why he don't want to, come home at night. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Why you not coming home, y'all? So, moving on from there, the ladies, they are going to Biloxi, right? We see the house. And it's a nice house. But Carrie kept calling it a mansion. I said, baby, that is not a mansion. It's literally a 4-bedroom house. Chill out. I think it may have been 5 bedrooms because she said her bedroom was downstairs. I just feel like I'm so annoyed with all these shows, booking these people, these Airbnbs, and they never have enough rooms. Like, I get it. A 6-7 bedroom house is not easy to find because that's not normal. But I don't know. I'm just like, yo, the whole sharing a room thing, it is so old and tired. Next thing you know, her husband pops up to kind of help her get things in order. And it's just so clear that he is there to support his wife. Her husband wants nothing to do with the show. And I feel like, there's so many husbands that are not into the show. They just want to support their wife. Like, I don't know. It's just so funny to me. Because I'm just like, this man has no interest. She want to gossip. He don't. She want to talk about all this extra stuff about the ladies. He don't give a damn. Okay? Now, he is the one that suggested that Letitia and Latrice share a room because that way they can work out their problems. I think that's a horrible idea. I don't know where people get that idea from to make people who don't like each other share a room, but baby, that would never work. Y'all, Tamra made it to the trip. I'm so surprised because y'all know she don't be around these ladies. I don't know if it's because they are filming when she's, recording at the studio on the radio or what, but she there. We see her in that bodysuit. I said, Tamra gonna show off this body because she's like, baby, I bounce back, okay? Tamra and Selena, they are now hosting the ride to the house. They're hosting it in the Sprinter van. And, y'all, why did we see a flashback of Tamra, Selena, and Latrice talking about the Glenn and Amanda situation? And I'm just kind of like, why didn't we just air that? I can't stand when they flash back to a scene that we didn't get to see. It's so stupid. But nonetheless, Latrice felt like Glendale was trying to play down the relationship or the situation with Amanda. Tambra says that she wasn't planning on telling Letitia anything. And honestly, I don't blame her, because let's be so for real. Letitia is the same person who brought somebody on the show to confront Tambra about being with Greedy. So it's like, girl, the same thing that's happening to you right now, Letitia, is something that you've done to somebody else, baby. So how sorry can I really feel for you? Not to mention how you also dug up one of Tambra's exes. So yeah, I get why Tambra wouldn't tell you a thing. Now here's one of the fakest moments that happened on the show. And that was when Letitia showed up. She gave Latrice a hug. And I'm just like, wait, what are we doing? Why are you trying to give her a smooch on the cheek when you don't even care for her at this point? You think she your enemy. Letitia, what was that? So then in the van, it's so funny they talked about not sharing rooms, and baby, it was a whole situation with the rooms. Moving on from there, Tambra ends up asking how things are at home when it comes to Letitia, and Marie chimes in. She's like, well, how's Glenn? Girl, we are not caring about how Glenn is doing, okay? Now, according to Letitia, this is just another setback for them, and how she's sick and tired of people playing in her face. I said, oh, hold on, baby. Because you put all that extra bass in your voice when you said that you tired of people playing in your face, when you know that you were aiming at Latrice, number one. But baby, Glenn is player number one. Glenn is literally controlling the system to game your ass. Are you okay? But besides that, y'all, they get to the house or whatever. And here's the thing. It's set up really nice, right? But the way they keep hyping Carrie up, especially Letitia, calling her that girl, I'm over it. I'm like, okay, ain't this the norm when y'all do these types of trips? There's little goodie bags for y'all. Child, I guess. So they're supposed to be going on a swamp tour, but of course, they have to get the rooms. Y'all, when I tell you I hollered when Marie was like, oh, I can't share no room. I got lupus. I said, girl, what that got to do with anything? You would have thought she told them, oh, I got sleep apnea. I can understand that. But girl, not because you got lupus, you can't share no room. So here goes Carrie. She's like, okay, we're actually going to go oldest to youngest. And that's how we're going to divide up the rooms, right? Y'all, Selena is the oldest, and she's 49. Selena looks damn good, you hear me, to be 49 years old, okay? And then you have Marie, she's 45. I think Tambra's 45 as well. And of course, that leaves Latrice and Letitia to have to share a room. So now, this is the thing. They keep saying, I'm not sharing no bunk bed. I'm not sharing no bunk bed. Well, technically, y'all not sharing a bunk bed. Because if y'all notice, it was 2 sets of bunk beds. It's like, girl, you sleep over there, the other one sleep on the other side. I don't understand what's happening right now. Now, as far as them sharing a room, we all know that's an issue because they don't get along. Like I said, it's not a good idea. And according to Letitia, she would rather sleep with Marie than to have to share a room with Latrice. Now, let's talk about the swamp tour. They go out, see some gators. It seems like it is a good time for the ladies. The only thing is that nobody is outdoorsy. Not a one girl on here. Okay? I think maybe Selena, because she's like how she loved gators, because she ended up holding one of them, like a little baby gator. So then Carrie's like, all right, cool. So now we're going to go to dinner. I said, after being at a swamp, yeah, I probably would have been like, girl, no, I have to go change my clothes. I will take a shower. We've literally been at the swamp. Are you okay? And I guess she's really trying to prove that she's this Creole Gulf Coast girl. But I just don't know about all of that, taking the swamp funk with you to this dinner. And I'm not saying that the ladies are smelly, but I'm just saying, like, if you've been out on the water at a swamp tour, you want to go clean your face, okay? You want to go take a quick shower. But nonetheless, they go to this lounge or whatever to go to dinner. And honestly, it was really cute, okay? It was really cute. And Here's Letitia going, Carrie, because you that girl. You are that girl, Carrie. I said, oh my God, Letitia. You are all up on her. Back up a little bit. Like, please. Because one time that girl's going to do something that you don't like, you are going to take offense to it and think that she's enemy number one. Same thing that you did with Aikisha. You tried to crawl up under Aikisha, but baby, Aikisha was like, no ho, I see what you trying to do from the get-go. Okay? Because then, at one point, they talk about these brunches, y'all. Yet again. And Letitia thanks Carrie for stepping up and helping her out. I was like, I didn't even have to tell you what to do. Like, you just helped me. I said, girl, that's because you asked her to. Are we forgetting what happened when y'all had that little crawfish boil? But okay, girl. So, here's the thing. Even though these ladies are from Mississippi, they do not eat seafood. Or at least not like that. Because they brought out these oysters and baby Latrice is slurping them down. However, Letitia and Marie, baby, they are not here for it. Let Marie tell it, Carrie is trying to starve her. Okay? Because first it was the crawfish, and now it is the oysters. And I'm just like, I thought people loved oysters. I'm not really an oyster fan unless it's fried, but, people like them raw. Besides that, let's get into the mess, okay? Because for some reason, Letitia decided to take this moment to talk about the fact that she has never been so humiliated, disrespected, embarrassed at her friend's house. I said, girl, you put all of that, all of that into this. Because when she first started listing off how she felt, I'm just like, girl, Glendale does this to you all the time. She's like, no, at a friend's house. So she feels like, Latrice lied to her. And she should have told her. She should have never brought this girl around. All these things. And I'm just like, Letitia, you have done all the things that you are accusing Latrice of. The same way how Latrice is telling you, I didn't want to be in the middle, is the same way how you brought your friend on the show to confront Tambra about messing around with Greedy. So honestly, I cannot feel that bad for you when it comes to the situation because you've done this to somebody else. And if anything, I feel like these two ladies are coming from two different perspectives. Latrice feels like, girl, go check your man. At the end of the day, your man is the one who owes you anything. Amanda don't owe you shit. Now, for Letitia, I feel like she feels like I gotta blame somebody, and I can't blame Glenn because I gotta stick with Glenn. I gotta stay with Glenn. So Latrice, is all your fault. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, was it messy? Yes, but I wouldn't say that it's her fault. Whatever Glendale does with Amanda, it ain't really got nothing to do with Latrice. It's not like she tried to hook them up behind your back and then this all has happened. You know what I'm saying? If Latrice played her hand like that, then I could get it. I could absolutely understand you being like, why the hell would you hook my husband up with this girl? But that doesn't seem like that's what's happening here. Okay? So Letitia gets all big in the chest and she's like, stop bringing people on the show to come at us because they just want to hop on this platform. And baby girl's going on and on. Okay? Hitting tables and all of that. And I'm just like, Letitia, it's crazy that you are saying this, but whatever. Of course, she feels like Latrice broke girl code. But here's the thing. If you're going to go by girl code, as wrong as it was, Latrice is still going to be on Amanda's side. Because at the end of the day, they've been locked in. They've been best friends for, 15, 20 years? Of course she's going to be on her homegirl side more than she's going to be on yours, sweetheart. Like, let's be honest. Fuck the collective, okay? So, at this point, Letitia, she says, because, who would even believe anything about Glenn's DMs? I said, you're right. We don't believe what happened in DMs because we feel like there's been some messages deleted between the both of them. Okay? Talk about that's weaponizing. Girl, you don't even know what that means. Like, what are you talking about? So, here's the thing. Marie, she chimes in at one point because she feels like Latrice knew what those questions were going to be. And Latrice is like, no, my team, they did the questions. Here's the thing. I feel like, Latrice, you can take accountability as far as, okay, I'm the one who threw the party and it was my team who did these questions. I take full responsibility because at the end of the day, I should have looked over the questions before, the person asked. You know what I'm saying? Take some type of accountability. But baby, she don't want no part of the accountability and wants to give it all to Glenn. Okay? So then, Letitia, she ends up asking Latrice, well, has Glenn ever done anything inappropriate that you've seen with your own eyes? And child, Latrice over here sipping her drink, trying to avoid the question. I feel like that's the answer. I'm with Marie. That right there is your answer. Clearly she has, but she ain't said nothing. And it's probably because he did the shit with Amanda, who is her best friend. Is it messy? Yes. Is it fucked up? Yes. But again, at the end of the day, nobody owes you anything but your husband, Letitia. So it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. That pretty much wraps it up. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.